Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about the cell division mitosis. In this topic we are going to study what is growth, types of cell division, definition of mitosis, phases of cell cycle, phases of mitosis that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase and advantages of mitosis. So let's see what is growth. So see that this is a seed. After germination, it will give rise to the shoot and root system. Later, it will get developed into a plantlet. So what do you think? What is the reason for transition of that seed into the plantlet? So, the process which is responsible for transition of that seed into the plantlet is the cell division. So see that there are two types of cell division, that is mitosis and meiosis. So mitosis, it is a type of equational division in which two identical daughter cells are formed which are exact copies of their parent. The mitosis, it always takes place in the vegetative cell, or we can call it as an somatic cells. So next type of cell division is meiosis. The meiosis, it is also called as an reductional division. The meiosis always takes place in the reproductive cells. In meiosis, there is exchange of genetic material in between the two sister chromatids. That's why there is a chance of variation in the meiosis. While if we see the mitosis, in mitosis type of cell division, there is a formation of identical offsprings which are exact copies of their parents. That's why there is no chance of variation in the mitosis. So, see that mitosis, it is an equational division. The offsprings are like their parents. That's why the genetic makeup of parents and offsprings are similar one. If we see the meiosis, it is a type of reductional division in which there is exchange of genetic material in between the sister chromatids. That's why there is a chance of variation in the meiosis. So let's see what is the definition of mitosis. So mitosis, it is a type of cell division that results into the formation of two daughter cells having same number and kind of chromosome as like their parent. If we see the process of mitosis, it is also called a process of cell duplication or reproduction. During that process, two genetically identical daughter cells are produced. The term mitosis, it is also used to describe the duplication, distribution of chromosomes and transformation of genetic information from one generation to another generation. Remember that the mitosis always takes place in the vegetative or somatic cells. The process of mitosis, it is responsible for growth and replacement of damaged cells. If we see the history, so he was the Walter Fleming who describes the chromosome and gives an idea about the sequence of events which are present in the process of mitosis, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. So first we see what are the conditions which are required for the cell division. So what do you think whenever cell can undergoes division? Whenever a cell should have sufficient amount of cytoplasm, nucleus and nutrients, then a cell can undergoes division. So how the cell can accumulate more amount of cytoplasm and nucleus? So see that not all the cells have ability of cell division. So those cells which cannot divide, they acts as a nutrient for the dividing cells. So by accumulating more cytoplasm, nucleus and nutrients from the surrounding cells, the cell get enlarge its size and it is able to divide. Then next we see what are the phases of cell cycle. So see that there are main 4 phases of cell cycle, that is G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase and M phase. So see that there is one phase called as an G0 phase. So what is that G0 phase? So those cells which cannot undergo division, they remain at the Z0 phase. The next phase and the most important first phase, it is called as an G1 phase. This phase is also called as an first gap phase. So it is a gap or an interval between the replication of DNA and starting of mitosis. That's why it is called as an first gap phase. If we see the DNA content of the cell in this phase, so the DNA is diploid in the G1 phase. The next phase, it is called as an S phase. That S phase, it is also called as an synthetic phase. So the actual DNA replication starts at the synthetic phase. Here there is a formation of sister chromatids. That's why the DNA content which is diploid in the G1 phase, it becomes tetraploid in the S phase because there is a formation of sister chromatids. Then the next phase, it is called as an G2 phase. It is also called as an second gap phase. It is the interval between the termination of DNA replication and starting of mitosis. What happens in the G2 phase? In G2 phase, there is termination of DNA replication. So, the tetraploid number of DNA, it becomes constant in the G2 phase. Then after the G2 phase, cell comes at the M phase. The M phase shows presence of 2 types of processes. In first process, there is a formation of 2 daughter cells. And in the next process, which is called as an cytokinesis, this also takes place in that M phase. The cytokinesis means it is a division of cytoplasm. It is called as an cytokinesis. Due to cytokinesis, there is a formation of cell plate in between the 2 daughter cells. Then next we see the types of chromosome and the centromere. First we see what is a centromere. So centromere, it is the point of attachment of the sister chromatids. So depending upon the position of that centromere, there are 4 types of chromosome. So the first type of chromosome, it is called as an telocentric. Telocentric chromosome means if we see the position of centromere, it is present exact at the tip region of the sister chromatids. That's why it is called as an telocentric. The next one, it is called as an acrocentric. Acrocentric means if we see the position of centromere, the centromere lies just apart from the tip region. That's why it can form one short arm and another, this one is the long arm. Then the next type of chromosome, it is called as an submetacentric. So here if we see the position of centromere, the centromere, it is present just apart from the middle position. That's why it is called as an submetacentric. So due to the submetacentric position of centromere, it gives L-shape appearance to the chromosome. Then the next type of chromosome, that is metacentric. In this type, the centromere, it is present exactly at the middle position. That's why it gives V-shaped appearance to the chromosome. So this is a centromere, and depending upon the position of centromere, these are the types of chromosomes, that is telocentric, acrocentric, submetacentric and metacentric. Then next we start the stages of mitosis, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. So before enter into the prophase, the cell is at interphase. So what happens in the interphase? So in the interphase, cell can accumulate cytoplasm, nucleus, nutrients from the surrounding cell, becomes enlarged and ready to divide. So some of the scientists, they divide prophase into the early prophase and late prophase. So let's see what happens in the early prophase. So if you see that cell, the cell show presence of distinct cell wall, cell membrane, nucleus, nucleolus, and if you see the chromatin, it is highly condensed in the early prophase. So this is the position of chromatin material in the prophase, that is highly condensed. Then the next, what happens in the late prophase? If we compare the early prophase and late prophase, what is the difference in that? Here in early prophase, you are able to see in the cell wall, cell membrane, nucleus, nucleolus, okay, and then highly condensed DNA material. But here if you observe the late prophase, there is a disappearance of cell wall, cell membrane, the chromatin material, it gets free from the nucleus, the nucleolus disappears, and during the late prophase, there is also formation of spindle fibers. And if we consider about the genetic material, in early prophase, it is highly condensed, and if you observe the late prophase, it get loosened in the late prophase. So next we see the metaphase. So what happens in metaphase? During the late prophase, there is a formation of spindle fibers. So what are that spindle fibers? These spindle fibers, they are formed from the microtubules, and that spindle fibers, they are attached to the centromeric regions. So what do you think? How the spindle fibers get attached to the centromere? So there is one type of protein called as kinetophore, which acts as an glue to bind the spindle fibers with the centromere. So what is the function of that spindle fibers? The spindle fibers gives alignment to the sister chromatids. So let's see what happens in the metaphase. So if you see the metaphase, there is a formation of spindle fibers. About the position of that chromosomes, they are present at the equatorial plane. They are present exactly at the middle position of the cell. Then the next phase, that is the anaphase. So let's see what happens in the anaphase. So see that kinetophore is the protein which acts as an glue to bind spindle fibers along with the centromere. But in anaphase what happens? The protein kinetophore, it start to lose, it start to disappear. That's why what happens? The sister chromatids, they repel each other and move towards opposite pole. Here also there is a disappearance of spindle fibers during the late anaphase. So if we see the anaphase, the DNA material, or you can say the sister chromatids, after repulsion they move towards opposite poles. And this chromatin material or this sister chromatids move towards opposite pole with the help of protein called as an motor proteins. So see that the next and last phase of mitosis, that is the telophase. So if we compare the anaphase and telophase, what happens here? Here is two identical daughter colonies are formed. In telophase what happens? There is a reappearance of cell wall, reappearance of cell membrane, nucleus, nucleolus, and again the genetic material, it becomes highly condensed one. Then in the next phase, next part of telophase what happens? There is a division of cytoplasm. Due to the division of cytoplasm, the cell plate is formed in between the two daughter cells. That's why they get separate from each other. And as a result of mitosis, from a single cell, two identical daughter cells are formed, which are exact copies of their parents. So see that what is cytokinesis? It is nothing but it is a division of cytoplasm, and the process of that cytokinesis, it starts either at the anaphase or at telophase. So let's see what are the advantages of mitosis. So mitosis, it helps in maintaining same number of chromosomes in the daughter cells, as well as the mitosis is responsible for growth and development of multicellular organisms. The most important feature of mitosis is it helps in repairing of damaged tissue. Then mitosis helps to maintain the proper size of cell, and the mitosis helps in cell growth and development. Thank you. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.